Okay, good evening, everyone. So let's get started with an important unit in mathematics, coordinate geometry. As part of coordinate geometry, you'll be learning two-dimensional geometry and three-dimensional geometry. In two-dimensional geometry, if you see, straight lines is one of the basic topic which you're going to have in, I know the application of this is going to be there in physics as well, and also in other parts of analytical geometry or coordinate geometry in mathematics the next 2 years. Okay. This is a foundation. And then we go into conic sections, which involve circles, parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. Of course, we will discuss whatever ideas are covered in NCERT and few more as well for your competitive exams. And then we'll march into 3D geometry, right? That's also part of the coordinate geometry. So you have a small portion in the 11th and a larger portion in the 12th. So these are the topics which are going to be there in coordinate geometry. So next to calculus, trigonometry, inverse trigonometry, limits and derivatives, differentiation, integration, applications of integrals, differential equation. These are the number one topics in mathematics. The next category comes to coordinate geometry. The next important unit is coordinate geometry, 2D and 3D. Okay. In that, the basic and the foundation stuff is straight lines. Okay. So we are going to discuss that today and in the coming classes as well. Okay. So I want you to give very good importance to this unit. Okay, students. Because a lot of applications are there and it is essential that you learn it in great detail. Okay. So let's start. All right. Okay. So what are all the things that you have learned so far? I'm sure you have learned about distance formula, right? Did you learn it in the lower class itself? Yes. If I have 2 points in the plane, one point is x1, y1. And another point in the plane is x2, y2. Then the distance, let's say we call this as d. That distance PQ will be given as what? Root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, right? So that's the first basic formula in straight lines. I'm sure you have learned it in your lower classes also. We'll move on. The next important formula is section formula, right? What is section formula, students? If a point divides the line joining 2 points in a particular ratio internally, then the coordinates of the point which divides the line joining these 2 points is given by this formula, right? I think this is something which you have learned. Have you learned this in your 10th standard, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So again, we need not go in great detail into it. We can take it as it is. So let's say we have 2 points Q and R. One of the points is x1, y1. And the other point is x2, y2. This is the line joining Q and R. Let's say P is a point whose coordinates are x, y. And let's say this point P divides the line joining Q and R internally. Internally means this point P is in between Q and R in the ratio m:n. Then x is given by m into x2 plus n into x1 divided by m plus n. Similarly, the coordinate of y is given by m into y2 plus n into y1 divided by m plus n. So this will give you the required point which divides the line joining the points Q and R in the ratio m is to n. While we solve problem, it is quite common to take this ratio m divided by n as some lambda or k, so that we say this point divides the line joining Q and R in the ratio k is to 1. So that instead of having two unknown variables, m and n, we will have one unknown variable. So the usual practice. Anyways, while we solve the problems, you will understand better. Okay. I'm sure you have solved it in your lower class as well. Okay, we are just touching it so that it's a revision for you. Okay. Second formula is when this point P is going to divide the line joining Q and R, not internally but externally. When I say externally, what does that mean? So you have your Q here, you have your R here. The point P is outside. The point P is outside the line joining Q and R. Is it to the right of R or to the left of Q? It depends on which is larger. Here, of course, m and n both are greater than 0. And let us say m is more than n. In such a case, P will be closer to R than Q. You will understand this. So QP divided by RP. QP divided by RP. That means this distance Q to P divided by R to P. So this ratio is going to be m is to n. So this is called external division. So the point P which is dividing the line joining Q and R is outside the line joining Q and R. Okay, fine. Now, what is the formula going to be? Again, this is x1, y1. And this is our x2, y2. And let's say the point P is x comma y. Then x will be given by m into x2 minus n into x1 divided by m minus n. Similarly, your y coordinate of that point P will be given by m into y2 minus n into y1 divided by m minus n. Clear, students? Okay. Now a special case of this will be what? Your midpoint formula. See here, when I say midpoint, let's say Q is here and R is here. P is the midpoint, which means it is dividing internally the line QR in the ratio what? 1 is to 1. Therefore, for m and n, you can substitute 1 and 1. So what will happen? It will be 1x2 plus 1x1 divided by 1 plus 1, 2. So you will get x1 plus x2 by 2. Similarly, for the y coordinate, it is going to be y1 plus y2 by 2. I guess all of this you have learned in your lower class. Is it clear, students? Any doubts? Anybody wants me to explain any part of it?
Sir, can you explain the internal part again?
Internal or external?
External, sir.
External, right. Okay. Let me give you one example, okay? Are you able to see the screen? Screen is visible, yes. Okay, now if you see,
Yes, sir.
let's say I have a point A, or we'll use the same terminology, we'll use Q and R. Okay, now let's say the distance is 5 meters, okay, between them. All right. Now, just for simplicity, I'll take the point on the x-axis itself. Okay, let's say this is 3, 0. And this point is, let's say, 8, 0. Are you able to understand?
Yes.
Now let's say the point P divides this line internally in the ratio 3:2. Internally in what ratio? 3:2. So this total distance 5 meters will be divided in the ratio 3:2, which means how much will be this distance and how much will be this distance? This will be 3 meters and this will be what? 2 meters, right? So what will be this point now? This point will be nothing but 6,0. Correct? You can use section. I have taken a simple example. You can get this answer using section formula as well, right? What is section formula? How do you get this point P? Now, because it's a simple question, we got it directly. 6,0. How to get it otherwise? X is equal to m into m is 3 into x2 plus n into x1 2 into 3 divided by m plus n. What is it? 3 plus 2. So what will you get? 24. 24 plus 6 is 30. 30 divided by 5 will be 6. Correct? And in the other case, it will be 0 because both the y coordinates are 0. Correct? So this is how you'll use section formula in case of internal division. Is this clear to you?
Yes.
Yes. This is internal division. Now let us look at another example. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's say we have a point Q. Let's say we have a point, another point R. Let's say the line joining the 2 points, let them be separated by a distance of 10 meters. Okay. Let them both be on the x-axis. Okay. They can be anywhere. Just for simplicity, I'm taking this just to help you understand this. So it will be 12,0, right? Because 10 units you have to add to the x. Right. Now we have a point P. Where is this point? It is outside. Let's say P divides the line. P divides the line in the ratio 3:1. Let's say it divides the line in the ratio 3:1. So let P divide the line joining Q and R in the ratio 3:1, not internally, but what? External. Then, correct. Then what should be this distance? Just with common sense, you can answer. This distance must be 5 meters. If this should be 5 meters, then the point P will be 17,0. Okay. Because it's a very simple thing, I just predicted it immediately. How do you do it? Using external formula division. Let me tell you. So let's find the point P, x, y. Okay, how do you find x? X is equal to, come on, m into x2 minus n into x1 divided by m minus m. Okay. What do you mean by this external division? That means from P to Q divided by from P to R. This ratio is how much? 3:1. Correct? P to Q divided by P to R is 3:1. Correct? That is the meaning. So now let's do it now. What is m? M is 3. What is your x2? 12 minus n. What is n? 1. What is your x1? 2. Divided by m minus n. What is m? 3 minus 1. So what do you get? 36. 36 minus 2 is 34. 34 divided by 2 is what? 17. So that's what is the answer I got. Correct? The y coordinate we need not check because both of them are 0. Okay. So basic idea is this. So very clear, right? What is the total distance here? P to Q? 15. 10 plus 5, 15. What is P to R? 5 meters. So what is 15 divided by 5? 3:1. Correct? Now is it becoming clearer for you, Gyalson and others?
Yes, sir.
That's all. That's all. So external division means very simple. The point which is dividing that line segment is lying outside the line segment. Correct? Along the same line, right? But it lies outside. When I say internal division, it means that the point P which I'm talking about, which is dividing the line joining Q and R, is in between Q and R. Is it clear to you now?
Yes.
Yes, good. So now we'll move on. So let's move on to the next thing. Midpoint formula is just when M and N are both 1. All right. So let's now move to the next part. Okay, then next thing is finding the area of the triangle. Okay, so if I give you 3 vertices, 3 points in the plane which represent vertices of a triangle, then we will be able to find the area of the triangle. Did you learn this formula in your lower class, students? Maybe not in the determinant form, but this formula did you learn? Yes, no? Okay, fine. So I think when we were discussing cross product of vectors, I told you how to evaluate one determinant, correct or not? Right? Okay. So you can take down, suppose if I have a triangle, the 3 vertices, let's say are A, B, and C. The vertex A is x1, y1. The vertex B is x2, y2. And the vertex C is x3, y3. Then I will be able to find out the area of the triangle from this information. Okay. So the formula for finding the area of the triangle is what? Half into, take the first x coordinate, x1 into the difference of the other 2 y coordinates. When you're taking x1, it is y2 minus y3. Okay. Plus, next you go to the second x coordinate. It is x2 into y3 minus y1. Okay. Then finally x3 plus x3 into y1 minus y2. Clear, students? And a half in the front. So this gives you the area of the triangle. So it will give you the area of this triangle. All right. Now, this order is important. Okay. So if you, let's say 1, 2, 3, let's say 1, 2, we write it like this. Okay. So x1 into y2 minus y3. Then what? x2 into y3 minus y1. Then what? x3 into y1 minus y2. You should not change the order, right? That you must remember. Okay, students. Now let me just quickly tell you how you can relate it to the determinant. Okay. So the area of the triangle is given by half. If you remember cross product, students, do you remember that, we'll write I cap, j cap, k cap in the first row? Do you remember? Did we do cross product or not? I think we have done the dot product. Have we done the cross product now? How to use determinants to find out, did I tell you? If not, don't worry about it. Right now, you can, you need not consider this part of it. We will look at it after I teach you how to evaluate a determinant. Otherwise, you can just remember this formula for the time being. Okay. So let us move on. Any doubts in this, students? Leave this representation of determinant for the time being. We'll look at it little later. Shall we move on?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Fine. Next, we come to straight lines. Okay. So this is something which we have already applied even before we start discussing this as a chapter, right? We have several times discussed this idea here, right? So if I have a straight line, right? So let's say this is my y-axis, okay? And let's say this is my x-axis. Let's say any straight line is there. It makes an angle theta with the positive x-axis. Then we have discussed many times. Slope of the line will be called as what? It will be nothing but tan of the angle theta, correct? Of course, we have also gone one step beyond and also discussed slope is nothing but what? dy by dx, correct, students? Anyways, at this point, we don't need to worry about dy by dx. At this point, if a line makes an angle theta with positive x-axis, then the slope of that line is equal to tan theta. Because it is basically change in y divided by change in x. Change in y divided by change in x. So you know that if I consider a triangle here, right angle triangle, then tan theta will be equal to opposite by adjacent. So that's delta y by delta x. Okay, that's how you get tan theta. Greater the value of delta y, more is the slope. Greater the value of delta x, lesser the slope. Okay, these things you can understand. Fine. Now we move on to the different types of equations of a straight line, right? So first of those forms is called as a general form. See here, a straight line is a 2-degree equation in, 1-degree equation in x and y, which means what? It will have a x term, it will have a y term, it will have a constant. Okay, so some coefficient ax plus by plus c equal to 0. It is a first degree. First degree means power of x and y will be 1 in case of a straight line. If I look at circle, I think you know the formula for equation of a circle. What is the equation of a circle, students? Anybody? Anybody would like to try? Equation of a circle. X square plus y square is equal to a square. That is the equation of a circle having center at origin and radius equal to a. Ellipse equation we had seen. X square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. That is the equation of an ellipse. We will see each of them as a chapter as we move on. So they are all second degree equations in x and y, correct? The power of x, you have x power as 2, y power as 2. It may even have first power of x, first power of y and all that, right? Even if I look at hyperbola, ellipse and all that, xy term will also be there. But as far as the straight line is concerned, there will be 3 terms. There may be 3 terms. A constant term, a constant. Then a power of y, a power of x. It may have a power of y. It may have a power of x. Or what power? First power only. This power will never be different from 1. Both of them will be only 1. Clear? Then it represents a straight line. Okay. So ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is most commonly used general form of a straight line. So if somebody says 2x plus 3y plus 4 equal to 0, what does it represent? Immediately you should say straight line. Then we will dig a little deeper. What is that A? What is that B? What is a C? Okay. Fine. So this is very, very, very important. And this may not be, this is a best represented form, because if you remember this, then this will be very, very helpful in solving a lot of problems in your competitive exam as well as in your PU board as well. Okay, fine. So from this, what all things can you decipher? What all things can you infer? Right. First thing is slope. If I have an equation of the form ax plus by plus c equal to 0, first thing I can get is slope. How do you get slope? Very simple. Slope is given by minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. What is the coefficient of x, students? A. What is the coefficient of y? B. Therefore, if I give you a line, immediately can you tell me the slope? So slope will be nothing but minus a by b. So can you quickly tell me some answers? What is the slope of the line 2x plus 3y plus 4 equal to 0? Quickly tell me. What is the slope of this line? Formula is in front of you. It is clear. If I have the equation ax plus b,
minus 2 by 3.
That's all. That's all. That's all. Very good. Yes, Roshni, minus 2 by 3. Okay, next. X minus y plus 1 equal to 0. What is the slope? Quick. Quick.
-1, sir.
See here. What is the coefficient of x, Jerome?
0.
0 means there will be no x, Roshni.
Oh, that's one thing.
What is the coefficient? I'll return it here. What is the coefficient? 1,
It's
right?
1.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What is the coefficient of y?
Minus 1.
Yes. So now how do you find the slope?
So minus of 1 by minus 1.
Exactly. So what do you get?
1. Plus 1.
That's all. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Next, one more question. What is the slope of this line?
minus 3 by minus 9.
Is it correct?
1 by 3, sir.
1 by 3.
Minus x coefficient by y coefficient. What is the x coefficient?
minus 3.
Minus 3. What is the y coefficient?
minus 9.
So are you getting 1 by 3?
Yes, sir.
Minus 1 by 3.
Minus 1 by 3. Yeah. Is it clear, guys? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that's the first thing that you get, right? The first thing that you get is, the moment I give you the equation, the first thing that you get is slope. Slope you can immediately find out. Okay. One sec. So what are all the things that we can get from this? Let's see. So first thing that you will get is slope, right? Is it clear to you? Next thing that you will get from the equation of the straight line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is, you can find out what is the y-intercept, what is the x-intercept. All this you can find out. First of all, for that you should know what do you mean by y-intercept, what is meant by x-intercept, right? So let's say this is your y-axis, your x-axis. Let's say this is your straight line. Just straight line, okay. What is the equation of the straight line? Ax plus by plus c equal to 0, right? Okay. Now, how do you find x-intercept? First of all, what do you mean by x-intercept? Let's see. See here, this line cuts the x-axis at one point. Let that point be A, all right? Now, let's say O is the origin. The distance of the point where the line cuts the x-axis from the origin, this distance is called what? X-intercept, or intercept on the x-axis, this distance. Now, this straight line, which is represented by the green line, ax plus by plus c equal to 0, cuts the y-axis, let's say at the point B. Then the distance of that point B from the origin, represented by this line, vertical line, this distance is called y-intercept. Okay. So are you clear about what is meant by x-intercept and what is meant by y-intercept? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can you tell me what it is, Roshni?
The x-intercept is that distance between O, which is O and A, and then y-intercept is OB. Simple.
Yeah. So what is A and what is B, Roshni? O is origin.
A is the point that the line makes on the x-axis, and B
Meets.
is
That's the point.
that cuts on the x-axis.
The line meets the x-axis at the point A.
Yes, sir, on the point A.
Then
And then
OA
on
is called
the
x-intercept.
y-axis is point B,
Yeah. So the line meets the y-axis at the point B, and
which is
the distance of the point B from the origin is called
the y-intercept.
very good. Excellent. Right. Okay. Now, how do you find the distance? So it's directly given. So another information that we understand from the straight line ax here. The moment I give you the equation ax plus by plus c equal to 0, you should be able to tell me what is your y-intercept. What is this length? Right? What is it going to be? Minus c by b. Minus c by b. Okay. I'll also tell you how you get it. Okay. Similarly, x-intercept, the moment I give you this equation, immediately you should be able to tell me, sorry, there should be a plus here. Yeah. So you must be able to tell me that, what is going to be the x-intercept. So x-intercept is nothing but minus c by a. Okay. So how do you otherwise find it out? Let me tell you. Say I want to find this point. So what should I do? This straight line represented by the equation ax plus by plus c equal to 0 meets the x-axis. When it meets the x-axis, when I want to find out this point, what can you tell about point on x-axis? How will it be? Any point on x-axis, how will it be? Will it have any particular form? Anything that is special about point on x-axis? Any point on x-axis has something in common.
Y value will be 0, sir.
Excellent, 0. Absolutely. So the value of y will be 0, okay? In fact, that's the reason the equation of x-axis is y equal to 0. So whether I say x-axis or I simply say y equal to 0, both represent one and the same. If I simply say y equal to 0, which axis am I talking about? If I say y is 0, then which axis am I talking about?
X-axis.
X-axis, because in x-axis, every single point has y value as 0. Got it? The height is same, right? And that height reference is taken as 0. If you go above the x-axis, then y will take positive values. If you go below the x-axis, y will take what? Negative values. So any point on the x-axis has y value as 0. Okay. So how to find the point A? Very simple, because it is meeting the x-axis. The line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 meets x-axis. Because it meets x-axis at the point A, at A, what are you sure about? Because A is on the x-axis, what are you sure about? A is on the x-axis. On x-axis, what is 0?
Y is 0.
Y is 0. So I'll be able to find out the point A just by substituting y as 0. Make sense? So substitute y is equal to 0. In which equation? Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So what will happen, students? Ax plus b into, I'm substituting the value of y as what? 0 plus c. Have you understood this? This is the line. And wherever y is there, I'm substituting 0. Why am I substituting 0? Because this line is meeting x-axis. On x-axis, y value will be dash.
0.
Yes. So I have substituted 0. So what happened? This is gone. So ax plus c is 0. So what is ax equal to? Take c to the other side.
C.
Here it is plus now. When it goes to the other side.
Minus C.
So what will be x? This is a into x is equal to minus c. So what is x equal to?
Minus C by A.
That's it. So this point A will be minus c by a comma 0. Or in other words, this distance will be minus c by a. Are you able to understand now?
Yes, sir.
Minus c by, because you have a minus sign doesn't mean the answer is negative. Answer is not negative. Answer is positive number because it represents distance. Either a or c will be negative. So that to make it positive, there is a minus sign there. Are you clear? So x is equal to minus c by a. So intercept on the x-axis is what? Minus c by a. Intercept on the y-axis, can anybody tell me what you should do?
Take the x value as 0.
Absolutely. Yes, Roshni. Why do you take x value as 0?
Because it's on the y-axis and then the values of x will be equal to 0.
Yes, at every single point on the y-axis, the value of x is 0. So what is the other name for, or how do I call y-axis as? What is the equation of y-axis? Y-axis is called x equal to 0. So the equation of y-axis is what? Come on, tell me, students. What is the equation representing x-axis? Y equal to 0. What is the equation representing y-axis? What is the equation which represents y-axis?
X.
Yes.
X is equal to 0.
X is equal to 0. If I say x equal to 0, I am meaning y-axis. If I say y is equal to 0, I'm talking about x-axis. Is that clear? Okay. Now, so can anybody tell me? So I have this equation here, ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Meets our y-axis at the point B. Right? Because it is on the y-axis, what should be equated to 0? Come on. On the y-axis, what is 0?
X.
Exactly. So what will I do? I have this equation ax plus by plus c equal to 0. But what do I substitute for x?
0.
Exactly. So because I do that, this is gone. By plus c is 0. So what is my by? Minus c. Therefore, your y-intercept is equal to what? Come on, tell me.
Minus c by b.
Minus c by b. So do you understand the statement here now? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Take it down. So if I give you the equation of a straight line in general form, instantly 3 things you must be able to find. So if I give you the equation of the straight line as come on. What are the 3 things that you can find from this? What are the 3 things? Quick.
Slope.
Yes, very good. You can find the slope. What is the next thing?
Intercept of x-axis.
Yeah, or you can call it as x-intercept. What is the other thing you can find?
Y-intercept.
Exactly. Very good. Now tell me what is the moment you see this, what is slope? Quick.
A by b.
Minus a by b, not a by b. All right. What is your x-intercept?
Minus c by a.
Yeah, minus c by a. What is your y-intercept?
Minus c by b.
Very good, very good. Yes. So now let me give you 1 or 2 examples. Tell me quickly what each one is. Okay, let's say I have a okay, tell me for this one. I have an equation. Now tell me what is the slope of this line? Tell me what is the x-intercept? Tell me what is the y-intercept? Quick, come on. Work for you now. The answer that Roshni got is perfect. Okay. So x by 3 plus y by 4 is equal to 1. Right? If you want, you can take LCM and do this sum. Or you could do it directly. Okay. If we take LCM, then what is it? 4x plus 3y divided by 12 is equal to 1. So 4x plus 3y minus 12 is equal to 0. Correct? I mean, I skipped one step. I'll do it again. So 4x plus 3y will be what? This 12 will go this side. So it is 12. Then finally we get it in the form 4x plus 3y minus 12 equal to 0. This is very familiar to us. What is this form? General form ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Correct? Okay, now tell me more. What is the slope going to be? Minus a by b. What is x-intercept? Minus c by a. What is y-intercept? Minus c by b. Correct? Now, what is your a? A is 4. So it is minus 4 divided by, what is your b? 3. So what is the slope? Minus 4 by 3. What is the x-intercept? How do you do x-intercept? Minus c by a. Minus of, what is the c? Minus 12 divided by a. What is a? 4. So 12 by 4 is 3. So x-intercept is 3. Then what is y-intercept? Minus c once again, minus of minus 12 divided by b, right? So which is 3. Therefore, your y-intercept is 4. That's what was the answer given by Roshi. Correct. Great. Now, one more way you can do this is, we will soon learn this form, what I've given you. This form which I've given you is called the intercept form. It's called what? Intercept form. So there is no need to do all these steps. Okay. Zain is having a nice time. Lying down and listening. Good. Okay. See now, it is called intercept form. X-intercept is nothing but what is below x. What is it, ma? 3. Directly. What is y-intercept? What is below y? Understood? And how to find slope? Minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. So you will get minus 4 by 3. Quickly you can do it. Anyways, don't worry about it. Even if you have done it by taking LCM and did it this way, perfect. Okay, as long as your approach and the answer is correct. Is it clear, students? Just we have used this formula. That's it. So why I spent this much time is you should understand what is x-intercept, what is y-intercept, how you can find all these things the moment I give you ax plus by plus c equal to 0. All right. Now we go back to our presentation. Any doubt so far? Is everything clear so far? Shall we move on? Let me give you one more example of similar kind. Then tell me whether you can quickly answer this question or not. Can you quickly tell me what is x-intercept?
5,
What is y-intercept?
8,
Is it correct? Is it correct, students? It is wrong, Hrithwik, because you should, I told you to compare with this question, right? What is on the right hand side, Hrithwik?
1.
So here
Here it is 2.
Yes. So you have to convert it into that form if you have to answer it immediately. So x by, if you bring 2 down, what you will get? Correct? I am bringing this 2 down. Correct? Understood? Now you can answer instantly. Now tell me, Hrithwik, what is x-intercept?
10,
10. That's correct. What is the y-intercept?
16.
Now it is correct. Okay. Now can you tell me what is your slope? Minus 8 by 5. Or you can also do LCM. What is LCM? 8x plus 5y divided by 40 is equal to 2. So 8x plus 5y is equal to 80. Or you can bring it to the side. 8x plus 5y minus 80 equal to 0. And then you can apply the formula. That is also fine. Because this is in the form ax plus by plus 0. Very comfortable. Plus equal to 0. Comfortable form. Correct? You can get all these answers after doing the simplification also. Okay. Fine, students. Now we will move on to the other forms. So general form, are you clear now? Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Any doubts? I've told you many times, right? Research has proven that only when you are on video, your concentration level is increased at least by 80%. right? Yeah, we have also crossed your stage, right? We have also attended several meetings for us together, right? Good, good, good. Because when you let's move on to the next thing here. So I've already discussed this for you. So what is the equation of x-axis? Now we have already seen. What is the equation of x-axis?
Y is equal to 0.
Exactly. Okay. What is the equation of y-axis?
X is equal to 0.
Okay, fine. Listen now, or observe this carefully. So this is my x-axis. What is the equation of this line?
Y is equal to 0.
Yeah. Now, any line which is parallel to x-axis, any line parallel to x-axis will be having what constant? What will be constant? What is constant? Isn't the height constant? This is my x-axis. This is my y-axis. A line parallel to x-axis. What is changing in this line? Can you tell me what is changing in this line? What is not changing? Horizontally, there is a change, correct or not? Is there any change in the vertical value? It is like this, right? If this is moving, this is x, horizontal. This is vertical, correct? In this line, is the vertical height changing? In this line, which is parallel to x-axis, is the height changing, students? Height is constant, right, when it is parallel to x-axis. So this represents a line y equal to constant. That means height is constant. For example, the line y equal to 1, y equal to 2, y equal to 3, y equal to 4, etc. are all lines parallel to x-axis. Are you able to visualize that? This is my y-axis, this is my x-axis. What is the equation of x-axis?
Y is equal to 0.
Give me the equation of another line which is parallel to x-axis. Y equal to 1, y equal to 2, y equal to 3, y equal to 2.5, whatever, right? What are all these lines now? These are lines which are parallel to what? Parallel to which axis?
The
X-axis.
x-axis.
Yeah, so all these lines which are parallel to x-axis will have a form what? Y equal to k. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's what is the first line telling you. So all lines parallel to x-axis will have the form what?
Y equal to K.
Very good. Now let's look into the other thing, right? So now tell me the equation of y-axis. What is y-axis otherwise called? The line?
X is equal to 0.
0.
Yes, x equal to 0. Because in that line, the value of x never changes. Correct? The points, various points are 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3.5, whatever. So x value, the first coordinate remains 0. Correct? Any line parallel to y-axis, what do you expect it to be? Let's say x equal to 1, this is what x equal to 2, x equal to 3, x equal to 4. Got it? Because in this line, which is a vertical line, what is changing, what is not changing? What is changing? Y value is changing. Is x value changing?
No, sir.
No, x value is constant. So x is 1 here, X is 2 here. X is nothing but the distance from the origin. This y-axis, correct? So this distance remains same, 1. Here this distance remains same. Are you able to understand, students? Here the height remains same. Height is 1 unit. Height is 2 units here. Understood? So equation of lines which are parallel to y-axis will be of what form? X equal to h or x equal to some constant. Is it clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is the equation of x-axis?
Y is equal to 0.
What is the equation of y-axis?
X is equal to 0.
What is the equation of a line which is parallel to x-axis?
Y is equal to K.
Y is equal to constant. What is the equation of a line parallel to y-axis?
X is equal to H.
X equal to constant. Okay, nice. That's all. Let's move on. This is what I was talking about. Equation of the straight line in intercept form. If a straight line is making x-intercept A and y-intercept B, then the equation of the line is given by x by A plus y by B is equal to 1. So let's say this is my x-axis, my y-axis. Let's say there is a straight line. It cuts x-axis at A, it cuts y-axis at B. Let's say this x-intercept is A. Let's say the y-intercept is B. Then the equation of such a line will be x by A plus y by B is equal to 1. This is another form of writing the equation. Is it clear, students? What will be the slope of the line? Quick. Slope of the line will be minus b by A. What is the x-intercept? A. What is the y-intercept? B. Okay. We will also prove this, okay? Once we learn 2-point form, we'll prove this. Shall we move on? Next, very, very important, is called the slope-intercept form. The equation of a line which has slope m and cuts off an intercept c on the y-axis is given by y is equal to mx plus c, where m is given by tan theta. Obviously, if it is passing through origin, then y will be equal to mx. I think this is very commonly used in physics also. Even in chemistry, you will use it. So straight line, when we say, in other subjects, we usually don't go by ax plus by plus c equal to 0. We use this only. Okay. So here we know the general equation is what? Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Keep y on this side. Take everything else to the other side. What do you get? Correct. Now divide by b. So what do you get? Y is equal to minus a by b into x minus c by b. Correct. Observe this carefully. We started with ax plus by plus c equal to 0. I'm keeping by as it is, taking the other two terms to the other side. So what will I get? Ax, that side will become minus ax. C will go to the other side and become minus c. Then you make the coefficient of y on by dividing the right hand side by b, or taking this b to the other side. So it will become minus a by b into x minus c by b. Clear? But you know very well what is minus a by b, ma? What is minus a by b?
Slope, sir.
Slope, very good. So it is nothing but slope into x. What is minus c by b?
Y-intercept.
Y-intercept, exactly. So plus y-intercept. That's all. Slope you will represent by the symbol m. And y-intercept, we will call it in this case as some c, not this c, okay? But usually y-intercept is represented in this equation as c, okay? So I hope you are able to understand why when you write y is equal to mx plus c, m represents slope and c represents y-intercept, correct? So now if this line passes through origin, what will happen? When you put x equal to 0, y will also be 0 because it passes through origin. So then c will be 0. So a line passing through origin will be given by y is equal to mx, where m is the slope and that m is nothing but tan theta. So what is the equation of a straight line in slope intercept form? Come on, tell me. It is nothing but y is equal to mx plus c. And what is m?
Slope.
And that is nothing but tan theta, if the line makes an angle theta. And what is this c? Come on, what is it?
Y-intercept.
Exactly. So if I draw it in the diagram, let's say I have a straight line, it makes an angle theta with x-axis, then tan theta is called m. So m is equal to tan theta. And this length will be called as what? Small c. Why? That is the y-intercept. In this equation, x-intercept is not going to figure a place in this equation. Is it clear? Any doubts in this? Very important and standard form of writing the equation of a straight line. Y is equal to mx plus c. If you note it down, shall we move on? If you need time, just let me know. I will hold on the slide for a minute. Okay. Next one is one point form or point slope form. Okay. So what is one point form? See here, suppose if I have a straight line, okay. See, we know that slope of a straight line can be written. One of the ways of writing it is if this makes an angle theta, then what is the slope of the line? What is slope of the line given by students?
Tan theta.
Yes, of course. Tan theta, correct. Another way of writing the slope is if I know 2 points on this line. Let's say I have one point which I know. Let's say that point is x1, y1. And let's say any general point on this line P is given by x, y. Okay. Then how do I find the slope of a straight line if I know 2 points? Slope is nothing but change in y divided by change in x. All right. Change in y means what? Final value of y minus initial value of y divided by change in x is final value of x minus initial value of x. Now tell me, students, let's say we take this as the initial value of x and y and this as the final value of x and y. Then can you tell me the change in y, guys?
Y minus y1 by
Exactly, y minus y1. What is change in x?
X minus x1.
Exactly. So now you get the slope point form. Okay. So what is your m equal to? Y minus y1 by x minus x1. Now cross multiply. So what do you get? M into x minus y1 is equal to x1 is equal to y minus y1. This is your slope point form, or 1 point form is called. Is it same or not? So y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. So this is the equation of a straight line in, if you are given 1 point and slope, this is how you find it. Clear? Slope is nothing but change in y by change in x. One of the points I know. What is that point? X1 comma y1. Let any other point on the line be arbitrary point, x comma y. Then change in y will be y minus y1. Change in x is x minus x1. So slope is nothing but change in y by change in x. So I get y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. So quickly tell me the equation of a straight line which has slope as 2 and it is passing through the point 1 comma 2. Quickly tell me the equation now. Find the equation of a straight line having slope m is equal to 2 and point 1 comma 2. What is this point? X1. What is this point? What is this coordinate? Y1. What is the formula? Simple. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. So wherever m is there, you substitute what? 2. Wherever x1 is there, what do you substitute? 1. And wherever y1 is there, let's say just for variation, now we'll keep it as 1 comma 3. Okay. So then what is y1? 3. This will be the equation. You can simplify it and get it in the general form. So y minus 3 will be equal to 2x minus 2. So if you bring it this side, 2x minus y minus 2 plus 3 is plus 1 equal to 0. Correct? If you want to verify whether your answer is correct or not, check the slope. What is the slope? How do you find the slope of this line? Quick. What is the x coefficient? 2. What is the y coefficient?
Minus 1.
Minus 1. So how do you find the slope now? Minus a by b. So minus 2 by minus 1. What is the slope? 2. Correct. This point 1 comma 3 lies on this line. So substitute this point. 1 comma 3 you substitute and check. Wherever x is there, you substitute 1. Wherever y is there, you substitute 3. What are you getting? 2 minus 3 plus 1. What do you get? 2 minus 3 minus 1 plus 1. 0. Hence, your answer is 100% correct. No chance of making careless mistakes because you know how to verify your answer. Okay. Shall we go to the next form? Have you taken down? Now I can give you the slope directly like this, or I can give an angle theta, correct? If the angle theta is 45, what is the slope? If this angle theta is 45, then what is the slope? Slope is tan theta, right? When I say theta is 45, what is tan 45?
1, sir.
1. So slope is 1, that's all. So I need not give you as a number. I can even give the angle. You should be able to compute the slope yourself. Clear? Any doubts? Anybody wants me to explain anything? Can we go to the next form?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Next one is 2-point form. 2-point form. Those are very, very simple. This is my y-axis. This is my x-axis. I have a straight line. I'm sorry. I have a straight line. I know 2 points on it. Okay. Not just 1 point, I know 2 points. Let's say 1 point is x1 comma y1 and another point is what? x2 comma y2. Correct? Now how do we find the 2-point form? Let me tell you. Okay. One sec, students. So this is another representation of this. I will tell you. Okay. More common form of 2-point form. I will tell you first. Okay. Then I will explain what is given here as well. Okay. But a more commonly known 2-point form, I'm going to tell you. Fine. So from the previous result, 1-point form, what did we know? Maybe I'll go to the whiteboard and do it. Okay. Let's say this is your y-axis and x-axis. This is my straight line. I have 1 point which I know, which is x1 comma y1. I have another point which I know, b, which is x2 comma y2. See, keep in your mind what you have learned earlier. You have learned what? Slope point form. Or you can call it as 1-point form. What is 1-point form? Tell me. Come on, ma.
Y minus y1 is equal to m.
M into x
X minus x.
Exactly. Now, keep this in mind. Now, tell me one thing. Can I find the slope if I'm given 2 points on the line? What is slope given by? Isn't it change in y by change in x? What is your change in y in this case? Come on, tell me.
Y minus y1.
Tell
So
me. What is the change in y? It's in front of you.
y1 minus y2.
Yeah, you can say y1 minus y2 or y2 minus y1. Okay. Usual convention is writing it as y2 minus y1. What is the change in x?
x2 minus x1.
Yes. That's it. So in place of this m, we are going to replace it with what? Come on, tell me. What are we going to replace it with? What is m?
y2 minus y1.
Yeah, y2 minus y1 by
x2 minus x1.
into already what is there?
X minus x1.
Exactly. Is equal to on the left side, what do you have? This is your more commonly known 2-point form. So when I say 2-point form, this is what is given in your textbook as well, and this is what is commonly known. All right. Or a simple rearrangement of this to get it in the conventional form. Just bring this guy down. Just bring this guy down. So what will you get? Y minus y1 by? You want to tell me y minus y1 by?
y2 minus y.
Yeah, y2 minus y1 equals?
X minus x1 by x2 minus x.
That's this is your 2-point form. Are you clear with this, students? This is your 2-point form. Your x and y are your variables. x1, y1, x2, y2 are all numbers known to you. Let me give you one example. Find the equation of a straight line passing through 2 points. 1, 1 and 2, 3. Quick. What do you need to do? Just use this equation. Let's say this is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. You can choose any one of them as x1, y1 or x2, y2. No problem. Okay. So now, so what will be your, how will you solve it? Y minus y1. Y1 is 1. But divided by y2 minus y1. What is y2? 3 minus 1 is equal to x minus x1. What is x1? 1. Divided by x2 minus x1. What is it? 2 minus. So what does your equation become? Y minus 1 by 2 is equal to x minus 1 by 1. Now just cross multiply. You will get y minus 1 is equal to 2 into x minus 1. You can simplify it further. Or if you want to write in the form ax plus by plus c equal to 0, 2x. This plus y on the other side becomes minus y. Minus 2 plus 1 becomes minus 1. So final equation is 2x minus y plus 1 minus 1 equal to 0. Got it, students? Oh, is my answer correct? Let's verify. How do you verify your answer? Because these 2 points lie on this line, they must satisfy this equation. First, let's check for the first point. What is the first point? 1, 1. Wherever x is there, substitute 1. Wherever y is there, substitute 1. So what do you get? 2 into 1 minus 1 minus. What is the answer? 1? 2 into 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 1, 0. Correct. Check for the other point also. What is the other point? 2, 3. Check now. Wherever x is there, you substitute 2 now. Wherever y is there, you substitute 3. So what do you get? 2 into 2.
0, sir.
Are you getting 0, Hemant?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. 4 minus 3, 3, 3 minus, correct? No, 4 minus 3, 1, 1 minus 1, 0, correct. So your answer is 100% correct. All right. You can verify your answer as well. So this is your significance of 2-point form. Okay. Presently, this form which I mentioned it as 2-point form, we'll reserve it for little later. Okay, next session I can teach you with this angle, right? Now we'll move on to, this is no big deal actually, because you take this to right hand side, you'll basically get y minus y1 by x minus x1 as tan theta, that's, which is your slope. Okay. Anyways, don't worry about it right now. As far as 2-point form is concerned, you take this down first. I'll give you a minute, you please take it down. The next class we will be discussing these concepts like normal form, distance between 2 lines, distance between a point and a straight line. Then we'll be discussing condition for 2 lines to be parallel, condition for 2 lines to be perpendicular, angle between 2 lines, right? All these aspects we'll see it in the coming class. Then with that, the concepts related to the chapter will be complete. Then we'll be going into solving questions on this chapter. Okay. So this chapter is also like, okay, you must give due importance to this chapter. As I told you, this has the second next weightage to those chapters, cluster of chapters which I mentioned, like these 2 units, guys. First is what? Trig, limits, derivatives, differentiation, integration, and related chapters, right? That is one group of chapters. Second group is analytical geometry, right? Straight lines, conic sections, 3D geometry, vectors. These you are thorough with. You will, you'll be a master in mathematics. You will have that level of confidence that, you will do extremely well in math. Not just well in math, but it will have tremendous, impact in the way you solve questions in physics, because your understanding will be at your peak. Okay. Because we understand physics through numericals, right? Problems. And problems are problems for students because they are yet to ramp up in their mathematics, right? So you guys understand that, and these are the 2 chapters, guys, 2 units, guys. As far as first year is concerned, the core chapters are trig, limits and derivatives, and your straight lines, conic sections. These are like very, very, very important chapters. Give it a lot of focus, and we'll do a lot of questions. I'll give you a lot of worksheets and assignments which you will do and get it clarified, guys. So that's the way to go ahead. These 4 chapters you are thorough with, right, in your 11th. Of course, other chapters are important, but these 4 are like, your main trump cards. These are, you are thorough with it. Entire math is comfortable for you in first year, and it lays the perfect foundation for your second year, for a rocking performance. All right. So great, students. I think we'll conclude today's session at this point.